Hello, everyone, and welcome to this podcast. I'm Parul Khanna, psychic medium, intuitive, and your guide today on this little journey through the spiritual and the cosmic. Today's episode is going to be super special because we are diving into something that a lot of people find mysterious and, to be honest, a little intimidating. Vedic astrology. This is what is our topic today, and we are going to specifically talk about three yogas, and they're going to be really interesting and honestly kind of intense. These yogas are Shashtagraha Kutami, Pishach Yog, and Shani Dosha. Now, if that sounds a bit heavy to you, don't worry, because we are going to break it all down for you in a way that's easy to understand and actually pretty fascinating. These yogas can say a lot about a person's karmic paths, their emotional landscapes, and even the spiritual lessons they're meant to learn in this lifetime. And to help me unpack all this, I've invited someone I deeply respect and very beautifully admire, Lakshmi Himapriya. She is an incredible Vedic astrologer, deeply intuitive, and has such a beautiful way of blending the ancient with the practical. Although by profession, she is a software engineer. So, Lakshmi, I'm so happy to have you here and thank you for joining me today.
Very much, ma'am, for this amazing, such a cute and sweet intro. And by going down to the Divine Mother, Father of the Universe, Parampita Parameshwara, Ma Lalita Tripura Sundari, Shivaya Gurave Namah, Shri Matre Namah. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity to be of some help to your audience and the humanity. So, as per your question, ma'am, you asked about how 2025 is placed astrologically. So I'd like to give a shocking response first, that the astrological planetary placement that happened in the December 2019, whatever has happened, has exactly happened on the night of 29th March. So we all know what happened post 2019 and how the world, the planet Earth, had to have its own ups and downs with regards to relationships and majorly affecting the health. So we can expect certain negativity of that sort in 2025 also. But I don't want to scare anyone. This is just an alert, because as you said, when you first called me for this podcast, you said that your intention is to make people alert, aware of the situation, so that they can get some help and not to scare people, is what you said to me on the phone when you first spoke to me. So that's exactly we will do moving forward. So Pishach Yoga, Shashtagraha Kutami, and Shani Dosh. These are the three things that the world is going to be affected in 2025. So, yeah.
Okay. So I think we should take it up one by one. So tell me, what is actually Pishach Yoga?
Okay. Pishach Yoga is basically on the night of 29th March at exactly 10:39 p.m. The Saturn, the Shani Graha Devata, is going and combining with Rahu Graha Devata in Pisces, in Meen Rashi, and which is a strong formation of Pishach Yoga. And we all know by the name itself, it is talking about what exactly it is. The name itself is revealing so many negative insights about it. And basically in astrology, we also consider Rahu Graha Devata and Shani Graha Devata are Papa Grahas, although I don't want to call them with those names, because I strongly feel that they are just the police officers who are executing the law. That's it. The consequence of what we had done previously, either in current life or previous life. But the Vedic astrology, especially the Parashara Shastra and the Brigunanda Nadi astrology, they're considering these two grahas are Papa Grahas. So when two Papa Grahas come together, it's like two, people with negative thoughts, they come together, they can do any kind of havoc. And that is what Pishach Yoga means. So that is about Pishach Yoga. The conjunction of Rahu Dev and the Shani Dev is going to cause some upheaval, some havoc, some chaos.
Right. I get it. Okay. Now, which all zodiacs are going to be impacted or affected by this Pishach Yoga, and what can be done to kind of resolve it or make it better?
Okay, the zodiac signs that can be affected are the Kanya Rashi, which is Virgo, and the Makar Rashi, which is Capricorn, Meen Rashi, which is Pisces, and the Kumbh Rashi, which is Aquarius. So these are the Rashis that needs to be careful. And out of all these Rashis, additional care is needed for Pisces and Aquarius, because they are already going through Sadesati. And this is an added additional burden on them, so they need to be extra careful. So what these guys, all these people belonging to this rashis, these five particular rashis, basically they need to be careful with regards to business, especially if they are in some partnership. They need to be extra careful. No, they shouldn't have too much expectations on their partners for just this year. And then they need to be careful with regards to travel. They need to follow strict traffic rules and drive in minimum speed, and wear seat belts and take care of wearing helmets and other stuff, while traveling. All those things they need to be taking care, because especially Makara Rashi, there is a tendency to get into road accidents, especially for Makar Rashi. So they need to be additionally careful with regards to driving. And what we can do is, as I said, they are under the influence of Pishach Yog. And obviously, it is a combined influence of Rahu Graha Devata and Shani Graha Devata.
Right.
Individual consequence itself is too much for people to bear. And just imagine, it's a combined effect. So they have to do something related to Shani Graha Devata and Rahu Graha Devata, which means with regards to Shani Graha Devata, they needs to take a small shivling, and the size of the shivling should not be greater than their thumb, because my thumb is different, your thumb is different. So if I have to do, then I need to take a shivling which is shorter than my thumb. Yes, shorter than my thumb. And then I have to perform Shiva Abhishekam on it. I can chant Shri Shivaya Namaha and do the Abhishekam, and then consume that water. And that water is going to take care of Shani Dosha. And in order to get rid of Shani Dosha, the other procedure, if you don't have shivling, or probably if you cannot use shivling, then the other procedure is doing the Hanuman Chalisa every day, or Sundarkand part. The Sundarkand, you can do either Valmiki Ramayana or Ramcharitmanas. Anything is fine. Next, coming to Rahu, to take care of the Rahu Graha Dosha, we need to do either Durga Kavacham or Durga Suktam, and all these are easily available in Google.
Yes, absolutely.
That's about Pishach Yoga.
Okay, wonderful insights, and I think easily doable remedies also, if one follows. Yeah.
Yes.
So we go next to what is Shashtagraha Kutami, and likewise, what zodiacs will be impacted by this, and how can we resolve, and what can be done to resolve them?
Okay, so the name itself is saying Shashtagraha Kutami. Shashta is 6, Graha is the planets, and Kutami is the conjunction. So it is a conjunction of 6 planets. And we all know, numerologically speaking, 6 is not a great number, even numerologically also. And astrologically also, 6 is a number of diseases. The 6th house in anyone's kundli, it represents the diseases, it represents the enemies and all. So obviously, 6 is not a good number. So 6 planets are conjuncting together. And what are these planets? These planets are Sun, Mercury, Moon, Saturn, and Rahu. So these Saturn and Rahu are again here.
Again here,
so again
together,
in Shashtagraha Kutami. Yes.
Okay.
So 6 is a number of, again, as per numerology also, unpleasant sensational news and also enemies. And 6 is also a number of fire accidents and air accidents also. So this Shashtagraha Kutami is affecting every individual on this planet Earth this year. But majorly speaking, it is affecting Meen Rashi, Tula Rashi, Simha Rashi, and Mesha Rashi. That means Pisces, Libra, Leo, and Aries. These are the zodiac signs that are affected. And the only thing that we can do to get rid of it is, first, being on the dharmic side, because this is affecting everyone on a mass level, on a long scale, on a broader way. So being dharmic and helping each other is the only thing. And then Shiva Abhishekam again, because as per Vedas, Shiva is considered as the lord of all the planets. So doing Shiva Abhishekam generally clears any planetary issue. And along with that, if we can do the Navagraha Stotram, it is very small. It can be completed within 5 minutes. And Shiva Abhishekam also, we don't need to do hundreds and thousands of times. Just 27 times is all that is needed. And there is a significance with the number 27 also. It is because we have 27 nakshatras, we need to do 27 times. And again, numerologically also, 7 plus 2 is a 9 again, and it's a number of completion. So that represents completion. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. So we go to our next one, and that is explain a little more about Shani Dosh. And again, it's the same question, what Rashis or what zodiacs are going to be impacted by the Shani Dosh, and what can be done easily to remove the effects?
Okay, ma'am. So Shani Dosh is majorly affecting only 3 Rashis, which is Mesh Rashi, Kumbh Rashi, and Meen Rashi. Mesh is Aries, Kumbh is Aquarius, and Meen is Pisces. For Mesh Rashi, that is Aries, the Sade Sati has started on 30th March. So for the remaining 7.5 years, they need to be careful, because Shani Graha Devata is someone who will teach humbleness to a person, to someone has deviated from their dharmic path, he will try to put them onto the dharmic path. So better, before he creates some unpleasant things for us and he forces us to go onto the dharmic path, better if we be on the dharmic path, he will not try to teach us much. So that is about for the Mesh Rashi, started on 30th March, and this is going to continue for the next 7.5 years. So Sade Sati is started for Mesh Rashi. With regards to Kumbh Rashi, their last phase of Sade Sati has started on 30th March. So as we know, Sade Sati is divided into 3 phases. 2.5 years is the first phase, next 2.5 years is the second phase, and the third 2.5 years phase is the third one. Kumbh Rashi is in the last phase. So they just need to be careful for 2.5 years more, and they will be fine. And for Meena Rashi, they just completed their first batch of Sadhisati. That means they're going to be under his influence for 5 more years. So first, basically, Aries, Pisces, and Aquarius, these 3 Rashis, collectively, they need to do the Shanigraha Devata, Dasharatha Shani Stotram they need to do. So I will not say that this, I will not use that time you will get rid of Shani dosha with this, because Shani actually, the more you want to run away from him, the more he will catch hold of you. So better if we use a term like, instead of getting rid of him, I want his blessings. If we go with that approach of getting his blessings rather than getting rid of him, because he's like a police officer, like trying to impose law on us. The more we run away, the police, they will come and they will catch us anyways. So this is what Dasharatha Kruta Shani Stotram is the answer for Mesha Rashi, Kumbh Rashi, and Meena Rashi. Yeah.
Okay.
That is about Shani Dosha.
Okay. Actually, it brings a lot of insight, how to actually handle this and who's standing where in what particular situation right now. I think I would like to divulge a little more deeper into all, all the Rashis, like one by one, if we can go, starting with Mesh, Aries. So if you can enlighten us about it.
Okay, so this year, 2025, for Mesh Rashi people, the planet that can create issues for them is Shani Graha Devata, Rahu Graha Devata, and Ketu Graha Devata. Rahu and Ketu are the north and south nodes of moon, and Shani means Saturn. And with regards to Vrishab Rashi, Vrishab means Taurus, they have to be careful about the Ketu Graha Devata, that is the southern node of moon. And with Mithun Rashi, that is Gemini, they need to be careful about Jupiter. I don't want to use the word careful. That's not the accurate word. I would say try to get the blessings of these planets rather than thinking about getting rid of their negative influence. That is the best way to approach these things. So for Mithuna Rashi, that is Gemini, it is Jupiter, Saturn, Rahudev, and Ketudev. And with regards to Kark Rashi, it is again Shanidev and Rahudev. With regards to Leo, that is Simha Rashi, it is Shanidev, Rahudev, and Ketudev. With regards to Kanya Rashi, it is Gurudev and Shanidev. And Tula Rashi is the only Rashi that is not under any planetary influence this year. And they are going to be fine. They're not going to face any teachings from any plants this particular year. And Vrishchika Rashi, again, it's Jupiter and Rahudev. And Dhanu Rashi, it is Saturn and Ketudev that they need to get the blessings of. Makar Rashi, it is Jupiter, Rahudev and Ketudev. And Kumbh Rashi, Makar means Capricorn, by the way. Kumbh
Yeah.
Rashi, that is Aquarius, it is Saturn, Shanidev, Rahudev and Ketudev. For Pisces, that is Meen Rashi, it is Gurudev, that is Jupiter, Brihaspati, Shanidev and Rahudev. And next, coming to the planetary remedies that all these people need to perform is, I will give a common planetary remedy. Like all those people having an influence of Rahu Graha Devata, they need to do Durga Kavacham or Durga Suktam. All people having the issue of Shani Graha Devata, they need to do the Dasharatha Kruta Shani Stotram or Dasharatha Shani Stotram. It's easily available in Google. And all those people with Ketu Graha Devata, they need to do either Ganesha Atharva Shirsham, or they can simply chant Gang Ganapataye Namaha every day for a couple of times. Minimum is 27 times. Minimum. And for Guru Graha Devata, that is Jupiter, they need to recite either Guru Charitra or simply placing a picture of Dattatreya and looking at him for just 2 minutes is also sufficient. That brings about a lot of change in them. So someone facing Rahudev, Shanidev, Ketudev and Gurudev, they can do all of this together. And all of this will not take more than 15 minutes because all these are small things, small stotras.
Right. I was actually going to ask that if somebody who's not able to do so many, or you can say multiple kind of remedies, so is there one stop solution for, you can say, all these negative things or whatever you say to as a remedy, not to have multiple things, because I see a lot of people are not able to do that otherwise. So something simpler. Is it like there?
Yes, absolutely. And it's fair enough because people, not everyone can do all these stotras and chants and all. So simply
Exactly.
chanting Shri Shivaya Namaha is more than enough. But 108 times when it is performed, it will give the maximum results. Shri Shivaya Namaha. And if someone wants to take it to a much deeper level, then they can chant the Durga Saptashati. And I understand Durga Saptashati is quite a big one, but there is also a shorter version in Bija Mantratmak Sadhana, which will just complete in 15 minutes. So that is a very beautiful step one can take, not just towards eliminating the negative effects of planets, but also to improve the spiritual energies, build the aura and all.
Wonderful. I think that is really a useful information, for a lot of people who are hassled when they hear all these resolutions. So, and I was just again having that in mind. Is there any Rashi which is not impacted this year? And I think you said Tula, but is that so?
Yes. Tula Rashi is the only Rashi which is placed fantastic this year. No planet is trying to teach anything to Tula Rashi this year. So this is a beautiful year for them. Yeah.
To them, I would say. Okay. And what is the probability that it all comes true? And I have also seen that these impacts that they come, on people, they are different for each person, you can say. For some people, they are really heavily impacted, and some people are not so much impacted by these,
So,
these issues.
I got this question. So there are two things based on which all these astrological impacts act on a person. The first thing is, how is their individual kundli placed? If the individual kundli is very strong, even if one planet out of all the planets is strongly placed in the kundli, then the negative effects are uh, reduced marginally, and also the positive effects are multiplied. That is the theorem. That is the theorem of these astrological predictions. Basically, that is one thing. The second thing is why some people are more affected and why some people are not as affected as others is, suppose, for example, if my Sadesati is going to start, suppose, and the previous couple of years I was not on dharmic path, I was not disciplined, then I will have more impact. Because especially Shanigraha Devata, he wants to teach humbleness to a person. So
Right.
obviously, if I'm too egoistic now, next year my Shani Dasha is starting, then he is going to give a major hit.
Right.
That is what Shani Graha Devata teaches. The same way, suppose Ketu Graha Devata is there. Ketu Dasha is starting to me, suppose after 3 months. And if I have started my spiritual journey right this moment, then he is not going to affect me. Because that is the major remedy for Ketu Dev, is meditation. If you're
Right.
doing meditation, he will not touch you. That is how he works, he operates. Yeah.
Wonderful. Lovely insights and really good knowledge I've gained. And I'm sure that a lot of people who will watch this will also understand. And you've explained it you put it in a very easy manner for us to understand. So thank you so much, Lakshmi, for joining me and sharing your knowledge and wisdom with us. And I hope that we continue our, such sessions, and we'll bring more information for our viewers from time to time. Okay. So thank you so much.
Definitely, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was very exhilarating and spiritual experience in your presence. And thank you so much. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.